G'day viewers, how you doing? We're here to have a look at the new Just Trains Transport for Wales variety of the Class 1-4 bouncing donkey pacer. Okay, that was a mouthful. All right, let's get into it. Let's start with the training centre and what do we get in the train modules. So take a little while for this to load because I have too many. Right, now if we select the Class 142 Provincial, there is the Class 142 Introduction, which is the original one for the Blackpool version, and there's the Transport for Wales Class 142, which is the new one in the training centre. Now, if you've only got Wales, what you'll see is you won't choose the Provincial, you'll choose the TfW version. If you've got Blackpool and Wales versions, then you will see the Provincial one that we started with. All right, let's pop back out of here, and that's useful to have because if you don't have Blackpool, you'll still have training for it. If we have a look now into the trains and we go to the train, actually, let's start with rail journeys, and we go to Cardiff, which is the home network for this new thing, and you'll see that there's the Transport for Wales Class 142 journey, and in there's starting out, which takes you into the training centre, funnily enough. Picked up a bus, which is a whole bunch of services by the looks of it, ranging from quite short to medium to, yeah, there's probably as long as they get on Cardiff Central, 39 minutes. It's not the longest route in the world. So let's have a look at the next one called Donkey Wrong. And again, we've got a selection of services to play through. And then if we look at the last one, Nod That Donkey, we've got all of our scenarios all in one chapter of the journey. That's a little bit unusual, actually, so that's an interesting choice. We'll pop out of here again, so that's all of our journey chapters. And if we go into Choose a Route, and we'll go to Cardiff, and we will have a look at the scenarios. So when you come in this way, it's a little bit hard to tell which ones are the 142 without scrolling through them. You can, of course, come into the trains and do that way. So there's Depot Start, which is preparing a Class 142 for service before operating the first trip to Corryton and Cardiff Bay. End of Day, operate a late night service to Penarth and back before shutting down the unit at Canton Depot for the night. Stormy Aftermath, strong winds and heavy downpours have hit South Wales over the past few days. Operate a route proving train to check that the lines are safe to run on. So that's cool. That's actually most of the route you go on there. The Long Way Round. Operate a Redear to Corryton service with a much longer route by train when compared to walking. Yes, it's probably only a few minutes walk. The Taff Traverser. The Just Bashers Society have hired a pair of Class 142s to explore some of the Welsh valleys. So that's it for our scenarios. So let's go back in to Choose a Route and Cardiff City Network and into the timetable. And it looks like, yes, it's in the 2019 timetable. So this is a new timetable that's coming with the route. So we have the Class 142, and there's a few services from the others as well. And there are three variants of the livery. So there's the EXATW, which is, it's almost unbranded. There's the Transport for Wales version and the Transport for Wales Cardiff version. They all, I think, do the same sets of services. So there is, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if we scroll that down and say it's probably about 80 by the looks of it. I don't go back and count on the previous screen because I don't think that counting's working. Anyway, it looks to be about 80 services, so that's pretty cool. They're ranging from the very short to about as long as they get on this route. So there's quite a selection there. Now, if we go and have a look at a few other bits and pieces, such as popping out of here again, actually we should go train depot. This is important when you're looking at this thing. So depending on which one you select is which routes will come up for it. So we picked the orange one, we get West Coast Main Line, West Cornwall Local and Blackpool branches. Pick this one, you only get West Coast Main Line. So be careful as you're picking through the list. And when you come down here, you will find the Transport for Wales ones are on the end. So it's the EXATW, which is on Cardiff City. Here's the Transport for Wales version, Cardiff City, and the other Transport for Wales version, Cardiff City, funnily enough. All right, now before we go further, let's go into Creators Club. Let's have a look at Formation Designer and see if they are in here. We will add a new one again. Whoop, I'm running out of names. And Formation Builder, add official, 142. And what we want to see is, there we go, EXATW, Transport for Wales. There's a loaded version, Transport for Wales. So yeah, there's quite a bit in there for the Transport of Wales in the Formation Designer, which is good. Because not everything seems to make it in there. All right, let's go into the Scenario Planner. And let's just create a new one, funnily enough, for Cardiff City. We could create it for anything, it doesn't really matter. 142 TfW test. That's pretty imaginative, isn't it? Blah, 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 blah. Okay, we don't want to enable off the rails at all because we want to see local stuff. So let's add a new service. TfW 142. And yeah, it's all fine. Can we have, yes we can. No, we can't. No, we can't. Look at that. The 142's not in here. That's interesting. Okay, so it didn't make it in for that. Hopefully that'll come out in a future patch. There we go. Now, if we have a look at the machine itself, let's go into the trains and timetable. 142, and we will pick the first of the three variants, and we'll try and pick the differences between them because I don't actually know what they are, so apart from the sides. 1001, that's fine. We'll try and use that service all the way through. Driver and conductor is supported on the Pacer. We'll load up. This does take a little while with the mini DLCs. So this is the X Transport for Wales one. Inside the cab, that's new. So we've got a GSMR, which looks like we can register. We do have contact signaler on the phone there. All of that looks the same. The switches all look the same. We've got a cover to open and there's nothing turned off. So looks like we're all okay there. Plus looks like the GSMR fuse that's off actually, but clearly it's not. We do have a TPWS panel in here, which I don't think the other one had. I think it only had AWS. And there's a TPWS switch over here, which is normal or isolate. You put it into normal. And I think the rest of it's pretty much the same, except the crudely scrawled N and D headlight settings. That's interesting. Okay. And as being just trains, the DRA is always on. Let's have a look outside. So this is the EXATW, which is essentially unbranded. It hasn't received any TfW markings as yet. See, that light's a bit bright at this time of the morning, isn't it? All right, so that's this unit. Why don't we, instead of going out and starting another service, why don't we just spawn another one right behind it? No, we don't want a contact signaler at all. Oh, I know why, because we're still in the cab. Let's get out of here. It wasn't very clever. Can I just open the doors? Or is it... No, it's just trains, so I'm going to have to do this, aren't I? Because it's just trains. And open. There we go. Just Trains likes to be realistic, which somehow for new players can be a touch annoying. Alright, spawn a new train. And 142, that should be that one. Let's do a loaded 2-car version. Spawn. Can't spawn it there. Can I spawn it over there? Yep, I can spawn it here. Of course, it'll be in the way of everything now, but that's fine. So this one has got the black panel on the side. It's whether it's painted or a vinyl wrap, who knows, which is for the Transport for Wales version. As to what that actually says, I really couldn't tell you because it's in Welsh, apart from the Transport for Wales bit, which is fine because that's that way it should be in Wales. There we go. Now I can tell you what it says. The start of a new journey. Good-o. So there's an English carriage and a Welsh carriage. All right, let's see if we've got some room over here. I don't know if that's the other one. That one's going to leave by the looks of it. Lots of nice smoke puffing out. Good to see. That's the one of the trademark Just Trains things. Why are you standing on my foot? Right. Okay, that one's gone. So let's spawn another one in here because there are 3 of them. So let's try and see what the other one is. Ah, yeah, I'll give up control of that one. That's fine. So there was the 142X EXATW and there's that one. Actually, looks like there is only 2, not 3. So I'm not quite sure what that third panel's actually for, as the train that I had is now buggering off. This one won't go anywhere because it's not the one. All right. So this isn't a tutorial for the train. This is just an introduction. So I will do a tutorial for opening up and getting inside and doing all those fun kinds of things that you need to be able to do. Yes, that's right. Driving the Pacer. So we'll do a tutorial for that in just a moment. I'll have to do one for driving and guarding. Those people are trying to climb up on the light pole, which is kind of interesting. TfW passengers. Are they good? Yes. Yes, they are. They're amazing. All right, that's it for the introduction for this thing, and we shall see you in the tutorials. Bye now.
We played a game.